New videos every day.
Hey curly haired friends, it's Curt, and I'm here to help you cut your own hair. Yes, usually I don't prescribe such a thing, but there are those instances when you're traveling or your hairstylist is traveling and your hair is driving you crazy and you got to do something. You know those moments. So with that, I'm going to share with you a few tricks and tips that might just help you make things a little bit more manageable. Okay, so welcome Corrina, and we can see that Corrina's tied her hair away. Why? Because it's getting kind of long. It's like one of those things where you got to tie it away until you can get to a hairstylist. So as we unravel the mane, we can start to see what precisely Corrina might be dealing with. Now, generally speaking, with curly hair, the beautiful thing is the softness, how these tendrils sort of accent the shape itself. So what you don't want to lose is that softness. And actually with curly hair, if you cut it conventionally with a straight line, it's almost like hedge trimming. You end up getting this sort of hedgy kind of quality, and that's something that really is not so flattering around the face. So I want to share with you some way to accent the face while still keeping the hair soft. Give you a consultation. You don't want any kind of geometry sort of imposed into the situation that will like flop out. But if you take things sort of randomly, you know, and you like have a little random piece that's a little shorter here and then a longer one and then a random shorter one, you get this staggered kind of quality, because you already have that on some level. You know, some are short, some are long. As long as they're not all falling on the same plane, you don't get this bowl cut aspect. You just get a few soft pieces. Okay, so here we are. The hair has been brought back and just a few random pieces right around the face have been selected. And these are pieces that can accessorize the rest of the mane of curls, something that can fall out and create a little framing around the face. So what I'm going to be teaching Corrina to do is to take one of these sections of hair, maybe even just give it a little bit of a twist. Now by giving it a twist, it makes the haircut that you create much more forgiving, because again, any blunt line, if it's a real hard line, it's going to unravel and soften and look more natural. So go ahead and give a little bit of a twist, and I'm going to say that there is a good Austin summer in there that needs to kind of come out. It's a little bit frizzed out in there, and this is still plenty long, and this is a very fine piece that will mix into the rest. It will not be a problem putting it back into a ponytail later. And so what Corrina is going to be aiming to do, I'll give an example, is to just take the joint of the blade and just wiggle it a little bit, just wiggling it along, and then slowly we can remove one of those hot Austin summers. Now this hair has a little bevel to it because we've kind of opened and closed the blades, just softly cut down instead of just a real hard cut. That's very obvious. So we'll give you the scissors.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Don't try this at home, folks. Actually, you are going to try this at home. All right, so the first step is to twist. And the reason for twisting is so that the line that you actually cut, however crude that may be, is going to have a chance to unwind, unravel, and create a much softer approach. So this is true whether the hair be straight or curly. So yeah, Corrina's giving it a nice twist. And really, you know, you can actually cut, you know, in this case, like 2 inches off if you like. So just above the fingertips, you can start to take the scissors. I don't cut with the tips because the tips will just cut the hair clean. So go in with the blade, that's it.
Oh my gosh.
That's it. And then a little bit of a wiggle as you cut, almost sort of beveling downward, a little sharper, a little more closing it. There you go, you can do it. Look at that, and then it just unravels, and that is a handy way to give yourself a little trim. So let's try again.
Wow.
Let's find this piece, maybe right here.
Oh, that's kind of incredible. Okay, so what about scissors? I guess you can buy hair cutting scissors.
Yeah, you know, actually these days at the drugstore they do give a decent little hair cutting scissor that you can pick up, so that would be better than using your household scissors. It's going to give a little cleaner finish to the actual ends. And so you can see he's giving a little twist. That's right, and yeah, she's just opening and closing the blade just a little bit as it cuts. That's right.
There we
Look a
go.
little bit like Nicole Kidman.
I've heard that before.
Mhm.
Thank you.
So, Nicole Kidman, we're cutting her hair right now. What would she do?
Like this. Okay, so I'm gonna twist.
Yeah, give a nice little twist. Don't let your scissors fall. Okay.
Okay.
Da-da. Yeah, a little bit of a wiggle of the blades. That's it. So the conclusion of trimming your hair in this fashion with these separate twisted pieces is that they're all falling on a slightly different plane. That way you're not going to get any kind of hard line, and this is the type of thing that as the hair moves it can accessorize very naturally and keep that natural softness. But another thing that I'd like to mention is a lot of these hairs never get cut because hairstylists, they always cut the ends. But what about all these hairs in between that don't quite make it? Sometimes you'll find little split ends. And so if that's the case, what we can do is as you twist, those hairs get revealed. They start to pop out. And if you see any split ends, you can just blunt some of those ends off. Because all the hair is growing at different stages. Sometimes you just want to blunt off those middle ends.
You could sure get carried away there, huh?
Yeah, that's right. So, and you don't have to cut super close to the hair strand either. You can literally just kind of trim at the various little ends that you see. But that's actually a really fantastic way for straight and curly hair to get some of those little ends. And this is for those kind of folks that are very detail oriented.
Yeah, I would say so.
Voila!
Fuzzy guy. No more
Gone.
fuzzy guy.
In fact, I'm just gonna approach this in the same exact way we've been doing it. Just kind of take some of these ends off for you. Bless you. Hey, thanks for joining us today. I hope that you enjoyed some of the hair care tips that we've been sharing, along with the hair cutting tips. I'd like to thank Corrina. I think she's a very talented hair cutter in the making. And be careful out there. Don't cut yourself. And if you enjoyed what you've seen, please do give it the thumbs up. You can visit me on my website, curtdarling.com. Please do subscribe to the channel and have yourself a great, happy hair day. Bye-bye.